When we talk about diversity, in essence, diversity encompasses everybody and everything. So most of the time when we hear the word diversity, what people immediately think about is people immediately think about race and ethnicity. And diversity encompasses much more than race and ethnicity. We can talk about the environment you grew up in, whatever area you live in the United States, your racial background, your ethnic background, your socioeconomic status, religion, and I can go on and on and on and on. But the most important thing when we talk about that concept of diversity, for all of us to be on the same page, it doesn't make a difference what walk of life we come from, where we're going in life, and what career options we're looking to. You want to make sure that you're culturally competent because you're going to be working with different types of people. So in essence, you may come from an environment where you grew up of members of the same cultural group that look like you, talk like you, have the same religious background and all of that. However, you might go into an environment where there are different people from different walks of life. And so if you've never been acclimated or introduced to different types of people, you may have some type of perceived, what's the word I'm looking for? Perceived ways that those individuals act based upon what you learned and what you heard. And if what you learned and what you heard is not accurate and or it's incorrect, then you might have prejudice and biases that you push off against those other individuals. So in essence, you want to make sure that when you're working with different types of people or you're interacting with different types of people, you engage in culturally responsive practices, meaning you're equitable, you're fair. The same way you want somebody to treat you, you want that person to treat you the exact same way. So we want to be respectful towards one another, we want to appreciate one another, and we want to value one another. And if we're not doing that, when we talk about this big concept of diversity, we need to go back to the drawing board and take a look at ourselves. Not take a look at anybody else, but take a look at ourselves. So one of the things I thought about when Mr. Henry asked me to do a presentation on diversity, we thought that would be a good concept to discuss with you because we're on a collegiate level and you guys are getting ready to go out into the world of work. But before we can even look at that big picture, I said, wait a minute, we need to look at, are you guys really prepared? Are you guys really doing what it is that you need to do so that you can go off into the world and work with diverse populations? So today what we're going to talk about is the essence of education. And my first question to you is, do you value your education? Do you even know the importance of an education? Do you even understand the concept of what an education means? Some of you sitting in here today come from cultural groups that still today in 2016, different individuals are not afforded the opportunity or allowed to receive an education. Do you understand that you, just being here on this campus today, are great? You are about to embark upon a journey that is going to separate you from masses of individuals because the simple thing, your education affords you opportunities. You should be excited to receive an education. You feel my energy, you feel my passion. Education changed my life. As a matter of fact, education saved my life. And for a number of people, that has happened. But for far too many people that live in the United States of America, we don't appreciate, we don't respect, and we don't value our education because we forget about it because it's free. So we kind of become real lackadaisical and we just haphazardly go about it. This is the 6th week of the academic semester. So one of the main things I want you to think about, and you see it says, education fuels my soul. Always, allow yourself, it allows you to think for yourself. So that's one of the things. Because once you're able to conceptualize and think, nobody else can take education from you. You're able to read, you're able to write, and you're able to process. And one of the things that I would encourage you to do, and I'm an educator by trade, so just in case, I'm always prepared, because I see some people taking notes, and I like that. So I have pencils, and y'all might think this is funny, but I do real talk, okay? I keep it real. You'll hear me say that a lot. So I bring pencils. So if you need something to write with, come up and get some. And I have paper, just in case you want to take notes. And for us good old tech-savvy people, Of course, you can take out your devices and you can take notes on your devices. But again, because there are going to be some key things that I talk about that I want to make sure that it just kind of hits home with you. It touches you and you take something back with you. Again, I said this is the 6th week, which means from an academic perspective, we have approximately 10 weeks left in academic semester. 10 weeks. Those 10 weeks are going to go by. They are going to fly. They are going to be over before you know it. So right now, at this very point, each one of you in here today, you should have some idea of where you stand academically. Again, we can't talk about diversity. That was our original topic. We can't even get to that if you're not handling your business. So if you don't know what grade you have in each class that you were enrolled in, right now as of today, what's today, February 24th, you already in some trouble. And I'm being very serious because it's important for you to know how you're doing in order to gauge where you're going. I'm going to say that again so we can be on the same page. It's important for you to understand how you're doing so that you can gauge where it is that you're going. So again, one of the first things, how education fuels our soul, we said it allows us to think, it provides us with options, and it gives us opportunities. So right now we have an opportunity today to look at what it is that we're doing. If what it is that we're doing is working, we need to keep doing that. However, if what we're doing is not working, we need to go back to the drawing board and re-strategize. And that means you need to do some things differently. Like, hello, go to class, okay? I'm going to say that one more again. Hello, go to class, okay? You might say, oh, come on, Dr. Smith, are you serious? You can't learn what you need in order to get to the world of work if you're not in class. And it might be the worst professor on this campus. And you might say, oh, my God, do I have to go to this class? I just don't want to go to this class. Oh, my God, I despise going to that class. And this is what you got to do. You got to have a pep talk. So I'm going to look at you. I'm in the mirror. I'm looking at myself. I really don't want to go to this class. But destination, graduation. So in order for me to get there, I got to go to this class and I just got to suck it up and do what I need to do in order to get there. So you kind of pump yourself up because, again, your education allows you to think. And you can think critically, which means you have the capability and the options and the choices to make decisions. So your decisions impact what you do. So your past decisions impact what is going on in your life right now, right here today. And some of us don't think about that. Some of us are doing awesome and we are rocking it. And I commend you and I want you to keep doing that. But some of us, we jacked. We jacked up for real. We here on this campus and we playing around because we don't value this thing called education. We don't appreciate the education. We're not really looking down the line that in 4 to 5 years, we're going to be graduating and we're going to be somewhere else. So again, we got to take a look right now. What are you doing today? And if what you're doing today is not beneficial to your growth and development, it's time for you to switch it up. It's time for you to make a change because you're not being productive. So first thing we have to think about when we think about education and you look at longevity, where it is that you're going, you got to think about what is your purpose? Why are you here at this university? Why did you decide to come to this university? And what is the university going to do for you to help you get to that next level? If you don't know what your purpose is, there is still time for you to figure it out. One of the greatest things I get to do on a daily basis, and I've been doing this for over 23 years, is educating people. I walk, talk, sleep, literally, and I'm not exaggerating, education. Everything about me is about education because I know education affords us opportunities. It gives us choices and options. It allows us to critically engage. It allows us to problem solve. And it allows us to be the best that we can possibly be. Without an education, we're unable to read, we're unable to write, we're unable to do a number of things. So again, an education is important. It's one of the greatest gifts that each one of us has. And we got to make sure that we cherish that gift and utilize the gift to the fullest. So as an educator, one of the things I get to do on a daily basis is I get to inspire, encourage, and motivate people to be the best that they can possibly be. Because each one of us, as I said earlier, the education affords us opportunities, but we each have a gift to share with the world. And so as you walk this journey and you continue to grow and develop, you are figuring out what your gift and or gifts are. And you want to make sure that you utilize those gifts and you share those gifts with the world, because each one of us has a responsibility of making the world a better place. You want to make sure that when you leave this earth, that it's better than when you got here. And you might say, well, how am I able to do this? Because I can't impact the world. Each one of us can impact the world by utilizing and sharing your gift. Each one of you has a gift. For example, one of my aunts is an awesome baker. She totally rocks. And she makes the best peach cobbler in the world. And I'm not exaggerating. In the world. So if somebody else tries to come and make a peach cobbler, I'm like, what's wrong with you? We don't want your peach cobbler. We want Aunt Paula's peach cobbler, because her peach cobbler is the bomb. It's such the bomb, and I'm not exaggerating. As soon as she takes the peach cobbler out, when we're at family activities, everybody rises and we line up to get the peach cobbler. It goes that fast. It's like gone in 60 seconds, and I'm not exaggerating. So it's like the best peach cobbler. So one of her jobs is to share that gift